Hello. Hopefully it's okay for me to play this OST of a film while we get into our Mabon messages. Happy Mabon. It's Mama Alia here, ready to bring you some oracle and tarot messages. I felt called to do a love reading this time. So yeah, nothing. If I get called to do something more general or maybe another kind of reading, then I shall. But I was feeling kind of togetherness vibes. I've been feeling kind of lovey vibes. We've stepped into Libra. Libra is a very romantic sign. We're coming into balance, right? And one of the ways that we learn this is through partnership with others. So, oh, I love when my CDs skip. Yes. Way to cut into the vibe here. So, never minding that, we are going to just go ahead and take a deep breath in, okay, from your feet to your heart. And holding it there. And then we're going to release. And then we're going to breathe in. Another calming breath from the center of the planet, breathing up a cord of light from the core to the crown. Holding it there. And then release, removing all blockages from our spinal column. All right, next breath in, we're going to breathe in source energy. We're going to activate our own source energy from within as we are of source, okay? So let's go ahead and breathe in till we are glowing with light, till we are shining like a torch, till the light is extending past our skin, and then we're going to breathe out. Obliterating, removing any distortions, blockages, obstructions, any kind of negative funky energies in our energy field, okay? Consider yourself, at least for this moment, cleansed, all right? We are grounded by having connected to the earth, and we are in a space of protection, a little bubble, sphere of unconditional love, okay? We're going to call in our highest selves, our guides, any other spiritual entities that you like to work with or identify with in your journey, ancestors, past loved ones who you want to call in for your highest good, to bring in your messages that you need. Come on in, you guys. Hey, it's a good time. It's Mabon. Happy Mabon. Tawfiq. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm just like going to share this with you. I'm a little frustrated with my CD player. I'm going to just change the track. That'll work. Maybe. It's a really old disc. It's very scratched. And we've done our little cleanse. If you want to tap in with the cleanse, I suggest you tap on some wood, you ring a little bell, or you just take 3 deep breaths, okay? Or you focus on your heart space, okay? So, or all of those things. Go ahead, tap your foot 3 times, either one. Okay. And that's going to tap you in with our reading, with our cleansing. Okay, hello. I've got my candles lit. I've got my incense burning. We've got the road openers. We're going to draw in some oracle cards. I felt called to do a love reading. I don't know which of you is telling me that you wanted a love reading on the live, but here we are. And I feel like these are kind of a rerun. It's been a little while since we did a live, but I feel like we just got these. Emotions are running high. Maybe I'm just, 444, having deja vu. Emotions are running high, the supermoon. And a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. So we're in the last quarter of the year, where soon we will be at that full moon in Cancer time. in Capricorn season. Okay? Time to take action. New Moon Aries. I'm not going to read that one from the book. So, let's look at the supermoon. So, full moons are a time when we may be having heightened or intensified emotions. Maybe we're getting really clear, intuitive strikes or hints or things like that. Hi, Prince Richard, by the way. And maybe we're also, the full moon is a time where deceptions are kind of being revealed, or illusions or whatever. Things are getting exposed. That tends to happen around a full moon. Not all the time. Sometimes it but the full moon really increases like the likelihood that you're going to catch those things. So, with a super moon, this is a visual phenomenon caused that's like an optical illusion, but it can make the moon look gigantic in the sky. But so if let's say we've got a full moon, we're already like 3 times as sensitive, and we're crying all over everything, and we're getting really upset over things that normally wouldn't upset us that much. The supermoon's going to triple that. Okay? So watch out. Emotions are running high. Be mindful. It doesn't mean to discount everything that you're seeing, hearing, thinking, feeling, okay? But it does mean to just be aware. Okay? Oh, thank you. And the full moon in Cancer. So Cancer is a sign that's related to the home, to the heart chakra, to the family. It's connected completely to the moon. It is ruled by the moon. It is also connected to the 4th house of family as well. Mother. And I want to say father energy also to a certain degree. Yes, I think both. Mother and father. And yeah, so this has to do with our connection to our family. Probably maybe some hearing karmic wounds that have been like maybe like a relationship that's ending or starting right now, or is going through some stuff, is bringing up things that relate back to your family. Now, if it's not something that you've experienced in your lifetime, it could be something that a passed over family member experienced, or somebody in the other person's family. Their patterns are coming up in your relationship, because that's what the relationships do, is that you get this energy field with all of their stuff in it, and then you get this energy field with all of their stuff in it, and this person's field is going to activate certain things in the other one's field, and it's going to play out in the whole thing. So let's do a little reading in the book. Emotions are running high. A personal issue reaches resolution. Personal, close to the home, close to the heart in Cancer. Okay. So let's look at that supermoon. Mabon, it is the time of the autumn equinox, a time when we are fully in balance, a time when night and day are equal. Supermoon, where are we? Supermoon, where are you? This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asking is writ large in the silvery full moon set against the velvety night sky. If you're wondering how successful something is going to be, such as a job or a relationship, the answer is very. Oh, great. To use common parlance, the answer to your question may well be that it's under your nose. This card is about being larger than life, being special and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and a positive outcome when this card comes up. But you may find there's a lot of emotion to deal with too. There's also a sense that the opportunities around whatever you're asking about don't come along every day, so take action. Excellent, yes. Hello, read the body. Attuned to the moon, success is close. I just must trust. And do a pelvic thrust. That's what I'll say. Additional meanings for this card. A resolution to your question is closer than you may think. Don't ignore the obvious. Yeah, try and hide the supermoon. Something exciting lies ahead. Make sure you don't blow events out of proportion. Oh yeah, because I can see you in the chat, hun. Something exciting lies ahead. Make sure you speak to the goddess. Ask her for assistance. Yes, so the goddess, Selene, obviously is right there. She's the moon. All right. I was just reading a little bit more about Mabon. I want to talk about it with my people that I work with a little bit because it's an educational setting. We can talk about those things. Because it's different cultures and stuff. So like, and I learned about this festival of Pomona or something like that, where it's like you gather apples and other delicious fall autumn treats and harvest crops and stuff to make an offering to this goddess of the autumn. And it's also a time that's connected to Persephone too. So which goddess you want to talk to? Okay, just take your pick. Take your pick. Maybe you just want to reach out to the divine feminine in general and see who more prominently reveals themselves to you to work with if you would like to work with a deity and stuff. Because this is all optional. It's not necessarily like, oh, you absolutely must. But, you know, and who else like represents kind of that divine feminine energy to you that you resonate with? Okay? Speak to the goddess, yes. Ask her for assistance. The teaching. A supermoon is a new or full moon that takes place when the moon is at its closest point to the earth during its monthly orbit, an event known as perigee. If it's a full moon, the moon appears around 14% bigger at this time. The moon is known as the queen of emotions, and if you draw the supermoon card, regardless of when you do this, you can expect your feelings to be more highly charged. All right, and that's on page 111. That's 3 ones, okay? 111. So the last few readings that I was doing, whether live or pre-recorded, we kept getting Queen of Cups, and some would say that she is the queen of emotions, right? Because the cups energy is the water element, so it rules over emotions and intuition and things like that. And so Queen of Cups energy was very, very prominent the last times. We'll see if she pops out. We've got the Cancer energy here. That is a Cancer card. The Queen of Cups, no doubt, is a Cancer. Okay, so we've got we ended up with 2 Oracle cards, so let's read Full Moon in Cancer. Since we just read the full moon, let's move on. Welcome in if you just got in here. Hi. Okay, a personal issue reaches resolution. Things are likely to get very heated as full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign, so there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now or surrounding your question. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move towards your goals or dreams. This card indicates an especially feminine time. It also heralds the time to deal with any family issues coming up. Nothing to worry about. It signals a challenge is now coming to an end. This card also suggests that a domestic matter or private issue will soon come to a head, and that it's a great time to move house. So moving on from one thing to another, the answer to your question lies in being a kind leader. This is the time for you to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. Attune to the moon. It may be best to move towards what you want in a sideways manner. Like a crab. Do a little crab walk, yes? A little of this, a little of that. We're moving laterally through time and space. Additional meanings for this card. Meditate to soothe heightened emotions. Don't be clingy. Stop sulking. Have you had enough family time lately? So maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Okay, the answer is get some balance. If you've been having a lot of family time, take some more time for yourself. If you haven't quite connected enough with your family or you feel that need to connect with family, go do it. The teaching, The heightened emotions of the Moon-Cancer combination can't be ignored. However, Cancer is one of the Moon's 2 home signs, along with Taurus, so astrologically speaking, the Moon loves to be in this sign. In fact, she rules Cancer. This means that with this card, there's a sense that all is as it should be, or don't worry, all will soon be well. So, let us see here. So there's a personal issue or matter that is coming to a resolution, and we've seen success and good luck with the Supermoon card. Hello, Jazz and Pie. Okay, hello. Welcome in. We are in a safe, protected space here. What's up? I'm going to do, I just read our oracle cards. I'll give you a little peek at those if you just made it in here. The Supermoon card and the Full Moon in Cancer card. So a lot of emotions. We're getting to resolutions on personal matters, and we are being successful in what we want to do. Okay. I heard 12 shuffles. We're going to shuffle 12 times. I'm going to do this as I would a relationship reading for any client of mine. So we've already done our little breath work, energy cleanse, okay, before we did this reading, and so this is where we've called in our protection and all of that good stuff. So if you'd like to tap in with that, go ahead and do any little thing. Tap 3 times, snap 3 times, you know, take 3 deep breaths, feel your heartbeat, okay? Tap on in with this energy of safety, protection, and cleansing. 4, I'm counting that as 4. Okay. Tap on in, maybe I'll pick up your story. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, also we were talking about the goddess energy, divine feminine energy. Okay, so working with the divine feminine energy, tapping in with the moon goddess, or Pomona, a goddess of the autumn, or Persephone, 11, one more. Hecate has been popping up. Yes, this is a perfect time to tap in. Ooh, I'm seeing eyes, and I've got my eyes closed and I can see her eyes are glowing. Neat. I think that must have been Hecate. I'm not sure. Okay, so we just got the full moon in Cancer. Here's the underlying card. This is the shadow card for our reading. This is the Chariot. It's a centaur, but it's also a Cancer card. Okay. Full moon in Cancer. Them emotions is so high. Okay. And yeah. And personal issues, reaching resolution, success, triumph, victory, forward movement through the harnessing and balancing of our inner and outer forces, our inner light, our inner dark. Okay? Okay. So this first row, I'm going to draw 3 cards, and the first card will represent you, how you think or feel about the other person, and how you're thinking or feeling about the relationship. Okay, this could be a romantic relationship, this could be a business relationship. The next card out is the other person, where their energy's at, okay, how they're doing, all right. And then the next card out is going to be how they see you, think or feel about you, okay. And the third card in that row is how they think, feel, see the relationship. Then the last one is Spirit's view of the whole thing, Spirit's view of the situation, the highest advice Spirit can give you, and the likely outcome for if you take that advice. Okay. So we've got so we had the Chariot, okay, and we also have the 2 of Cups chasing right behind. So we have 2 mythical horse-ish creatures: the Centaur, which is connected also to healing, okay, and archery, Sagittarius, and we have the 2 of Cups with a unicorn, which is also connected to healing. They have healing powers in their horn, and they also, and they can raise people from the dead, you know, if they just died, and they can heal all wounds. They can, and they are drawn towards innocence and purity, pure heart and intention. So there you go. Pure connection coming in. All right, so here's you, the King of Cups. King of Cups, Libra Scorpio card representing our season that we're in, coming in towards orc energy here. Kind of considered a barbarous clan, right? But they do have fierce loyalty, resilience, strength, endurance, stamina. Okay, so imagine how big the emotions of an orc must be, and the king of the orcs has to command his own and also harness other people in their stuff too, of his people, you know, the orcs. All right, so that's a good position. Okay, hopefully, I mean, if you're not in an unhealthy manner. If you are in an unhealthy manner, then this is you not being able to balance your emotions. Maybe you're a little manipulative, okay? Can be kind of like that when the King or Queen of Cups is reversed. Or, yeah, but I'm not getting that from here, okay? Here. This is how you're seeing the other person. Justice card, Libra energy again. Valkyrie, okay, so balanced with a good perspective, also pretty fierce in their own right, okay? They're taking people out that need to get taken out, okay? Karma incarnate. Saturn is one of the rulers of Libra, let's not forget. Okay, so that's how we're kind of seeing, thinking, feeling about the relationship. Okay, Five of Wands, the Chimera. There's a lot going on. Chaos. Sometimes this card is connected to competition. I like to think about cooperation with this card and stuff, and how confusing it can get when we've got multiple people trying to focus on the same goal but doing separate things and stuff. It can get confusing and chaotic and stuff. So the Chimera isn't really, I'm hearing, anything to fear or worry about, but it does seem overwhelming because it's very different. Okay. Leo energy, so there's confidence issues here. There's, you know, that's connected to the strength card, the solar plexus. So, yeah, manners of our well-being kind of coming up to play. Five of Wands, yeah. Yeah, it's not easy right now and stuff, but it'll get better and stuff. Right after the Five of Wands is the Six of Wands. So that's a success and triumph card. Okay, so let's try and keep things positive. Okay. Five of Swords is how your other person is feeling. This is their energy right now. Five of Swords isn't typically a great card and stuff. If they're in Five of Swords energy, they may feel like they've won something. And, but it's kind of a bittersweet victory. In the moment, they might feel like, ha, and stuff, but it comes also with a sourness in the stomach, or a kind of dullness, a heaviness, you know. It doesn't sit super well and stuff. It's like, maybe they feel like, oh, well, I wouldn't have had to do that if X, Y, Z, you know. So it's not the best energy. In this deck, however, it's a little different and stuff. It's kind of got this forgiveness aspect. So it's got the angel. You know, it's got a healing energy in this card. This angel, you know, not only having wings and being able to fly above a situation, but also being at a very high place to be able to see, right? And they've got these flowers that are growing up there in this arid kind of rocky terrain. So it's like about persistence, resilience, you know, even while being so delicate and stuff. So I feel like this person might have mixed feelings about what's been going on. They're thinking, they're in their head a lot. They're trying to avoid their feelings, but they are letting the light shine on the situation from the sun, and they're letting their perspective shift. They're letting the darkness come off of their mind, okay, about the situation. So if they were like, kind of like a-holy about things before, they're getting a softer perspective. If they were feeling like they got defeated or something like that. They're seeing another perspective where they're getting more peace from the situation. Okay. Here's how they are seeing you. Six of Pentacles, Arachne. So this is positive. You're both seeing each other in a very balanced way. Six of Pentacles is balance. What I like about this too, there's this interesting thing here where we've got Libra in the Justice card, we've got Taurus on the Six of Pentacles card. Both are ruled by Venus, so you're noticing each other, each other's maybe physical beauty or your organization skills or your communication and creativity kind of deal. All right, your feminine energies and stuff kind of speak to each other. Six of Pentacles. This card with the Arachne is always gives me creativity vibes, because the spiders they're creating, they're weaving, and they thrive and survive and live off of their creations. And you know, they're also storytellers. Spiders are connected to storytelling. Okay, so maybe you're a writer or an orator of some kind, and you have a way of presenting information to people that is very engaging, ensnaring, entrancing, maybe. Okay, so that's cool. Six of Pentacles, also somebody that is charitable, generous, fair, balanced, right? Or maybe they've seen you start to learn more about balancing things. Okay, and how they see the relationship. Death is not an easy card, okay? But this is like how this person that's in the Five of Swords is seeing, thinking, feeling about the relationships. It's a transformation energy. If we want to go back to the underworld and Greek mythology again, here we have the ferryman going across the river Styx, yeah? Okay, so Scorpio energy, transformation, regeneration, transcendence, all of those things. This is stuff that has been popping up in our signs and stuff. If you go back and check out my last two shorts and stuff, I mentioned the butterfly energy coming up twice. Okay, so that's how the relationship's going. It has not been an easy ride. I'm picking up Six of Swords energy from that too, so they know it's not an easy process, but it's one that they're seeing transform, and they're willing to give time for it. But they're also not afraid to cut their losses. That's what I'm seeing with the hourglass that the figure here is holding, plus the scythe here, okay? Okay, here's Spirit's view of the situation. Ghost, Libra energy again, the Two of Swords. I'm seeing the two swords crisscrossing like that in my head, and it's showing me that these are two realities that are kind of coming up against each other. And maybe that's where we get this kind of competitive or conflict energy and stuff. You guys both see each other as balanced and fair, so it's not like... And I think that you guys have genuine trust in the other person's perspective to a certain degree and stuff. You just have to work through the confusion and stuff. So a way to do that is with communication. All right, even with ghosts we can communicate, right? But it's just about learning how to do it and trusting and being open to what we're receiving. Okay, and so maybe also Spirit seeing that there's not going to be a lot of talking, or that there hasn't been a lot of communication with the ghost energy. We say that people are ghosting now. Okay, so let's see what the advice is. Strength card. Did we not mention the Strength card already? Okay, Leo energy, solar plexus energy. Get out in them sunlights, okay? Letting the sun dissolve the negativity of the past, okay? So take advantage of what little sunlight we're going to have left before we go into, as we're going into the darker months, okay? Get into that sunlight. Soak it up before it goes bye bye, okay? Because it's on its way out for the year. Okay. This lion manticore figure is ascending, okay? Chasing the butterfly. So, chasing higher ideals. Um, and again, that butterfly imagery coming out. When did I just talk about the butterfly with the death card? Okay? Are we surprised or what? Okay. So, yeah, having confidence, solar plexus energy, be gentle. Oh, just like that full moon in Cancer card was saying, be gentle and mindful of other people's feelings. They might be a big old burly lion, okay, but they are sensitive, okay? And so are you, all right? The orc, okay, very sensitive. All right. Okay, let's see here. So, I was like, I feel like it's good, whatever's there. If we follow this advice, okay? And it's the lovers, the succubus. Okay, so watch out for any draining energy drains that can happen as a result of the reconciliation. If there's a drain that is, and it's detrimental to you, it's causing you harm or confusion or anything like that in your life, recognize it, cut it off, okay? But on the positive side of things, the Lover's card in a relationship reading, as the outcome, you can't get any better than that, with the Two of Cups underneath and the Chariot card coinciding with the Cancer card, okay? So things are looking good, okay? We've got the full moon energy. If I had to put a timing on it, I've seen a lot of full moon imagery in these cards. So, you know, not putting a rush on it. Don't put everything in onto one thing because that can create a resistance to it by pulling on it so much with desire or overthinking, okay? But it looks like maybe by the next full moon and stuff, you'll be on top of the situation, okay? Yeah, Gemini energy of communication. Compromise is what I'm hearing also. Being flexible, expansion is what I'm hearing too, because also in the Lover's card, typically we don't have Adam and Eve, the two figures, like right next to each other. They're not like in the traditional decks, they're not like embracing or anything like that and stuff. They're separate, but they are whole and they are united and stuff. So, like giving each other that space and that freedom, okay, and enjoying the times when you are close, like surrendering to that beautiful energy, that rapturous energy, if you will. Okay, and that's it. It's a beautiful reading. I hope that you've enjoyed that. I don't really feel called to do anything else right now. Um, yeah, I did feel really, really called to do a love reading. I just got done with a love reading. If you're in here and you would like a reading, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll linger for a little bit longer and see who's here. If you already said that you wanted one, I don't know if you left or not. Just confirm that you're here if you want one. I felt very positive about that. It was a beautiful reading. We all go through difficulties. Ace of Swords. Okay, we all go through trials, tribulations, and shit fucking up. But we can come around. We can say our piece, make our peace, communicate, and be vulnerable and express ourselves sincerely. Okay. And be fair. Balanced. The turning of the wheel. Ooh. If you're in here, please drop something in the chat. Let me know if you want something. Because this message that I'm seeing from any type of, I don't know if you're still here. I would pick a card for you, but I don't know if you're still here. I'll hang on for one more minute. In the meantime, let's also think about what we're grateful for. Focusing on gratitude. A few more seconds. It's been a pleasure reading for you guys, hanging out for a few minutes. I want to keep doing this more consistently, but I keep getting tired and stuff. But yeah, always a treat, always a pleasure. And have a good night. Mwah! Thank you.